Is your singleness crippling? Does your life lack that warm, fuzzy feeling? Maybe you just like to curl up with a cup of tea and watch a good, wholesome movie. Regardless, you've probably watched a Hallmark movie before, and you probably didn't hate it. We all enjoy a good Hallmark movie, especially Grandma. If you're competing with Hallmark movies for Grandma's attention, maybe it's time to try a different approach. Why not make your own Hallmark movie? Despite how complex they are, it's surprisingly easy. First, you'll need a white 30-year-old woman with brown or dirty blonde hair as the main character. This is the age where she has a youthful charm but is old enough to have most of her life figured out. She's only missing one thing: love. Your main character has come to a crossroads in her life, whether it is a loveless relationship, the failure of her small business, or maybe she's given up on romance altogether. If none of this appeals to you, you can always just start by killing off the main character's spouse, parent, or loved one. The timing of the film is important, as it is usually most effective to choose a holiday to center the film around for sentimental value. Christmas is usually your best bet. The more baking, caroling, and gift-giving, the better. Valentine's Day is a close second. Now you introduce the love interest, usually a brown-haired man. This character can range from cowboy to small business owner to corporate businessman. They can run into each other by mistake, meet at a high school reunion, or better yet, start a playful rivalry that will blossom into romance. To create a spirited dynamic, you'll want to give your soon-to-be couple opposing outlooks or personalities. Try strong-willed versus carefree, or glass half empty versus glass half full. And of course, you should always incorporate the battle between industry and the simple life. A well-loved option is when the character who went out into the big city in search for more learns to value their small-town community. Or you can compromise somewhere in between so that both your country boy and corporate businesswoman are happy. If you want your audience to really get the waterworks going, you will also need a cause for your main characters to care about. Saving the local bakery that is going out of business, preserving a childhood bookstore, a school program, or a charity event will work just fine. Here are some of the side characters you can add to spice things up, starting with the other love interest. This can be an ex, a current boyfriend who is cold, dry, or downright stupid. This character will juxtapose the love interests and make them all the more appealing. This person should in fact be so different from the main woman that the audience is left wondering how they even got together in the first place. This will make it painfully obvious who is the right choice. The new love interest brings out the spark that she never felt with the other man. Another character you can add is the parents. They can be distant if you want, but the safer route is to make the parents have a very involved role in your couple's relationship. They can be very welcoming or even have some wise or helpful insight to share with your main character. Parents can also be the cause of your main character's problems. Maybe she's been working up the courage to stand up for them and their harsh expectations. Maybe they judge the love interest too quickly and serve as an obstacle to their happy ending. One thing you can't forget is the picture-perfect romantic scene. There are a variety of things to choose from: a first date, a dance, a moonlit walk, baking, exploring, or even a boat ride. Make sure your characters do not confess their love for each other yet. It should only add to the build-up. When everything seems to be going right and your couple is undoubtedly in love, you want to introduce some sort of misunderstanding, a dark secret from someone's past that gets out, or a misheard rumor. It should cause an argument that really rocks the boat. Now you'll need to introduce a surprisingly insightful child, random elderly person, or family member to be the voice of reason. Their insight will cause the characters to realize that they are wrong and remind them of their love for each other, because of course they have to end up together. Now to wrap things up, you can either finish off with a much anticipated kiss, the couple confessing their love for each other, or an event where everyone comes together and the conflicts are resolved. If you really want to be original, you can even flash forward to the wedding. Lastly, you need to add the finishing touch with the perfect title. Choose something simple yet effective. It can be a catchphrase, or better yet, a spin on a catchphrase. A good rule of thumb is that you can never go wrong with adding the words love or Christmas. The name of the movie can introduce the main plot point, but don't be too specific, as you might spoil your perfectly predictable movie. When choosing a cover for your movie, never be original. If it can be picked out from a pile of all the Hallmark movies, you're doing it wrong. So instead of giving your grandma a Hallmark merch this Christmas, you can just make your own Hallmark movie. Not all of us can be artists, and you might struggle to be as inventive as the Hallmark creators. But as Elizabeth Thatcher says in When Calls the Heart, it requires courage and hope, but it's worth the risk. Thank you.